Hi, my name is Nicholas Flores. I'm a senior at Wiley Groves High School in Beverly Hills, Michigan. I never really got into poetry until we started looking over a bunch of poems in our AP Lit class, first trimester. But I guess it's always been around me because my mother is a professor of English at University of Detroit Mercy. But yeah, I never really got into it until just very recently. I really enjoy a poem called If by Rudyard Kipling. And it kind of speaks to me because it talks about like how one should live their life. I just never really understood poetry. It never really resonated with me. It was a little too abstract. And I never really had that base as like a child. I used to just read like chapter books and stuff. I never read any poetry as a kid. Um, I kind of wish I did though, because now I really do enjoy it. And that abstract element of poetry, I'm really starting to enjoy more. This is my dog, Blair. This is my living room or kitchen table, living room. There's my mom, and there's my favorite tree. Right there is really beautiful. This is one of my favorite places. It's just my backyard. It's kind of lame, but here it is. I just really enjoy coming out here, especially in the summer. And we have a hammock. It's really nice and peaceful and relaxing. And I just like to go out here by myself and just think sometimes. So I'm just gonna read you If by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster, and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools, if you can make one heap of all your winnings, and risk it on one turn of a pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you, except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or talk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. I'm just gonna go into a little bit of the structure of just like the first stanza of the poem, because it's gonna kind of lead me into why it resonates specifically with me. So the first stanza of the poem, it's a kind of imperfect rhyme, in a rough A B pattern, and that kind of imperfect rhyme, that imperfection, leads it to have more of a conversational tone, which, when you look at the poem as a whole and the meaning, that conversational tone makes sense because it's supposed to be like the voice of the narrator is supposed to be like a wise voice talking to like his son or something like that, telling them about the virtues that make a good person. And the reason why this poem resonates with me specifically is because it reminds me, or it makes me feel like I'm having a conversation with my dad about virtue. And I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, and just in the first stanza, I'll read it again and go more in depth about it. So if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. And that really is my favorite stanza of the poem, even though it's the first one. It talks about, yeah, the different virtues of like independence of thought and just independence and stoicism in the first 3 lines. It also talks about patience and honesty and love. And I think those are very important virtues. And in the last line also, it's talking about despite your imperfections, despite you not looking too good, not looking a certain way, not being too wise, that you can still be a virtuous and good person. I hope you guys enjoyed my presentation. Thank you.